Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to show you how to do an oil change on any Mazda CX-50 from 2023 and on, and this is the non-turbo version. Alright, so what you're going to need is a 3/8 ratchet with a 17mm socket for the drain plug. You're going to want a 8mm. I use a 1/4 inch if I'm using a ratchet. You want an 8mm 1/4 inch for the cover under the drain plug and filter, and you're going to want some sort of filter pliers, filter socket, filter wrench, whatever you want. I'm going to be using this guy. That's literally all you need. You're going to want OW20 4.8 quarts, so 1.5 quart bottle is enough. And what else do you need? I think we have it, guys. That's what you need, so let's do this. All right, so you see those two notches right there? That's where you're going to want to put the jack. You're going to want to put it in between those two notches. So here's the first point right there. Here is the second point. Here is the third point. And here is the fourth jacking point. Alrighty, camera mounted to my head. Let's do this. So now that we have the jacking points, let me show you how to open the hood. Right here under the dash, you have this lever. You just pull it, and then you could see the hood popped open a little bit. In there, there's this black lever. Just pull, and then open the hood. All right, this is the engine right here. Here's the oil cap. You want to open the oil cap. I like to put mine right here. That way, if I close the hood without putting on the oil cap, it's going to close on my oil cap and it won't close. And that way I know that I forgot to put it on. All right, you can start jacking up the car. I have my lift. And here we go. When you do jack up the car, you want to put it on a jack stand. It's the only way I would ever feel comfortable getting under the car, and you should feel the same. All right, put it on its lock, and let's do this. I would recommend getting some gloves because oil changes, one of the dirtiest things you could do on a car. And this little thing is a cover where you're gonna drain the oil and take out the filter. All right, so these are 8mm. I have a impact, but you guys could take a ratchet and an 8mm and just take off this bolt and this bolt. When you take off the second bolt, the cover could fall. So hold on to the cover and take out the bolt and the cover. And right here, Mazda made it so perfect. You have the drain plug and you have the oil filter. So you want a 17mm on a, I would take a 3/8 ratchet, and you want a filter socket or pliers or something to get out this oil filter. All right, now that we have our oil drain plug and oil filter located, we could go get a oil drain pan. So I have a tall one because I'm doing it on a lift. You guys could have something like this to catch the oil. Even a 9x13 pan works, really anything. Okay, so I'm gonna take my oil drain pan. I'm just gonna crack it loose. So, okay, that wasn't so tight. All right, so I'm gonna start loosening the drain plug with my 17mm ratchet. Okay, now it should be loose enough to do the rest by hand. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm turning the drain plug, but at the same time I'm pushing the drain plug against the oil pan so that it doesn't just come flying out right away. And when it feels that it's loose enough that when I'm turning it and pushing against it, it's kind of like bouncing around in there, I'm gonna pull it out and the oil comes flying out. And yes, you're gonna get your hand oily. And then just let it drain. Make sure you caught it. If you didn't catch it, catch it. and just let the oil come out. All right, Parts Master 61358. You guys are probably not gonna use Parts Master, but you'll use whatever works for you. This works for me because it's in my shop, so it's free. I have this type of filter socket thingy. So I'm gonna take off my 17mm, top them off, and I'm gonna put this on. And yeah, by now the oil finished draining. Well, it's not done draining, you're gonna wanna let it drain for longer, but it finished enough that we could start loosening our oil filter. So I'm gonna put this over it and literally just turn it. Turn it. And turn it till it's loose. And turn it till it's loose. It's pretty loose. We could continue doing it this way though. Okay, now it's definitely loose. All right, so we're gonna start loosening it by hand now. And it's gonna start dripping out as you do this. So I let it drip out for a little bit before I continue because it gets very messy. So let it drip out, turn it a little more, let it drip out, but don't let it fall out because it will if you continue turning, obviously. Okay, now I'm gonna push against the car while I turn it. Okay, now I have it in my hand and I'm just gonna pull it down straight. If you turn it, the oil's gonna come flying out. So pull it down straight, then over the drain pan, pull it out, turn it over. You could put it in the drain pan if you want, or you could take it while it drips all over the place and throw it in the garbage. All right, new oil filter time. Here's my new oil filter. We're gonna wanna get some oil, preferably some fresh oil. So that's what I'm gonna do. Put some oil in your hand. Okay, that was more than enough. I don't know why I just picked that thing up. All right, and you're gonna wanna put it over the oil. You're gonna wanna put it over the gasket. You're gonna wanna get some fresh oil and put it over the gasket. And after you do that, after you lubricate the gasket, you could go screw it back into its spot. Look while you do it. That might help. You're gonna want to tighten this by hand. Okay, you're gonna want to tighten that by hand, and then you can screw back in your oil drain plug. Yeah, you could screw it in. I could also, now it is. All right, you could screw that in, and the oil filter's already tight. Don't forget to tighten it. Okay, I just made my oil drain plug snug enough but by hand that I can move away the drain pan. Get your oily ratchet, put it in on, because we're putting on that drain plug, and now you can tighten it. So don't tighten this thing too much because you're gonna like strip it, but just tighten it enough that your hand kind of stops moving, plus like a little more. So like this, yeah, it's good. You want it to be like this, like tightening, tightening, tightening. It's tight, and then like a little more like boop, and then it's good. Alrighty, now we have our cover we gotta put back on. There's only one way for this thing to go, and that is in the shape that it looks like it goes in. This part right here goes in under, well, on top, I should say, of the splash shield. When you line up the holes, you could thread it. You could thread them screws. You could just start threading it. The rest you could do with a ratchet. So line up the holes. Line up them holes. The rest I'm gonna take my oily hands and get my 3/8 ratchet, oily, take your 8mm, and tighten it. Not too tight, just tight enough that it closes. It doesn't have to be too tight. All right, we are done under the car. At this point, you could take a paper towel and you can dry your hands. I don't replace my gloves. I just dry my hands with a paper towel. We're done under the car. Now we could go lower the car. So at this point you could raise the car just a drop and pull your jack stands out, and then lower it. So I'm lowering my car. All right, now oil time. Mazda recommends OW20 4.8 quarts, so that's what we're gonna do. Is this OW20? Yes, it is. So I have my jug of oil. I'm gonna fill her up. All right, this is about 4.8 quarts, a little less, a little more, can't hurt. Maybe it could hurt. All right, now grab a funnel. You're gonna want a funnel. Put it in the oil fill hole. Grab your jug or your fresh bottle of Mobil 1 extended life 10,000, 20,000 mile oil and start filling her up. And don't you dare spill on my car. After your 4.8 quarts of OW20 are poured in, pull away your thing carefully so it's not dripping. Pull it away. Put them back on top of your drum of oil. And when you pull out the funnel, it's gonna go drip, drip, drip. So pick it up over the thing, put your oily hand under it and pull it away. Take off your gloves. That way you don't get your fill cap oily, because mine's nice and dry, and put them back. Now if the previous shop you went to didn't take off their gloves and now your fill cap is all oily, leave your gloves on and put on your drain cap, your fill cap. All right, you are done your oil change. You could go close the hood. And now a couple more steps before we just leave. We're gonna want to reset the oil life. So with your, oh, I hate that sound. Oh, I hate that sound. Okay, with your car in the run position, you hit the stop button twice. Press home. Well, pull down on home. Basically get to this menu. Go to information. Go to vehicle status monitor. Go to maintenance settings. No, go right here, next service. No, go to vehicle maintenance settings. Go to reset oil change distance. Do you want to reset the remaining distance until your next oil change? Yes, I do. Reset. All right, now it's reset. It's exactly what you need. Go check your mileage. Mine is 1067. So go to your keyboard, 1067. Enter, enter, enter. And there you have it, a new sticker. Peel off them old sticker. Put on the new sticker. And at this point you can start your car. I'm not gonna start mine because I'll die from exhaust. But guys, there you have it. That's your oil change.